Satellites are a vital part of our infrastructure, helping us to use GPS, access the internet, and support studies of the Earth. Out of the 2,666 operational satellites circling the globe in 2020, 1,007 were for communication services. 446 are used for observing the Earth and 97 for navigation purposes. Right now, space is open for business. There are nearly 6,000 satellites circling our tiny planet. About 60% of those are defunct satellites, space junk, and roughly 40% are operational. Communications, the number of satellites is 1,007. Earth observation, 446. Navigation GPS, 97. Tech demonstration and development, 87. Others, 9. Commercial, 1,440. Government, 436. Military, 339. Civil, 133. And then a combination of others is 112. And combination of other commercial, 206. I'm bringing all this up because out of the 6,000, 60% of those are junk. So that means these Europeans sent satellites in there into space. Then in a few years, they'd upgrade to another satellite and abandon that satellite. But Moors, you're scientists, especially the Moors who cover the astrology part of this, the astrology paradigm of Moor science. You're 6,000 satellites behind, Moors. Like, we're bouncing everything off of, European satellites, United States satellites, whatever you want to call it. But like, we send out information speaking about nations where they're violating, but you're bouncing it off of their satellite. Or you say the Europeans, there's Masons or there's secret societies that's hiding things, but you put Ali or you put Islam, Muslim, Noble Drew Ali, more science, you put it into Google and it bounces off of their satellites and gives you all the information that you have and know. So how are they hiding it? They've had it in space, man. There's thousands of satellites, man. And not one of them are yours. You got SpaceX, got 358 of them. Planet Labs got 246. Spire Global Inc. has 89. Iridium Communications have 78. OneWeb Satellites has 74. SES-SA has 51. Intelsat has 36. Orbcomm has 35. Eutelsat Americas has 33, and the DoD U.S. Air Force has 33, and more Science has 0. I hope I inspire and put the fire under a Moor to start studying these satellites, man, and get one out in space so that Moors can always be able to email their brother and sister. Moors can always be able to send video, communications, anything. Because you're behind, Moors, you're sleeping, man. You're sending information, speaking of other nations, but you're bouncing that information off of their satellites, and you're still being, dependent upon that. They shut that down, you don't have nothing. Like the Prophet had the first media platform. He used his newspaper, and it was speaking about everything that was going on in the different territories. It was the first social platform. The Prophet said, we're lacking in social and economical. Well, you have the social because you have social platforms, social media. You can speak to your brothers and sisters at any time, man. Your prophet was doing more work with paper and communicating with his brother and sister than we're doing in the comfort of our own home or building or whatever. So yeah, I hope this puts a fire under a Moor to study getting a satellite in space, because it's not that hard, man. Even going back to lighthouses, sending messages, whether you want to call it text or email, they was shooting a message from a lighthouse, from the bulb, across the water, hundreds of miles away to another lighthouse, and they would receive the message. Lighthouses was used for communication. It wasn't just a lighthouse so a ship could see. They was receiving communication, man. Like Morse, do you know Morse code? Like, I hope a Moore gets into this, looks at how the transferring of communications through the air, whether it's radio frequency or whatever. More, one of you are listening right now, and that's what your job is. Because the prophet said he was going to he was going to connect every frayed wire. So do that, more. They got 6,000 of these satellites in the air. You ain't got one more. Like my drones and my Zeppelin. Like I've been thousands of feet in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like do Moors fly drones? Have they been, 1,000, 2,000 feet in the air and just been able to sit there and observe with the camera? Like be more science, be more scientists is all I'm saying. So more, if you listen to this, get that satellite out. I want to see that, man, in the next 2 years, 24 months. If you Moors ain't got a satellite after you hear this, man, you're sleeping, man, and you're lacking. Cause they got 6,000 ahead of y'all. Islam.